It is Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, kind of, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. How dare you? How dare you on a day that I am scarred wear an LA Rams hat on the show?
You're not scarred. We just talked about it. You guys get a first-round pick, a second-round pick, get Jared Verse, a very good young edge rusher in his own right. We're in a different window than you guys right now.
Okay, which is fine. I get it. I understand it. But out of all the hats, you had to pick that one?
It matched my shirt.
I'll run over a blue hat. I don't care. Come on, man.
Listen, man. Don't yuck my yum.
All right. Let's do a tip of the cap, whether it's a Rams or a Rangers like I'm wearing or whatever you're wearing out there. And thank you so much for joining us. It was the night of the fan in the outfield. We'll start in Tampa off a Kerry Carpenter home run. A Rays fan threw the ball back, didn't hit anybody. Hope you're paying attention, Cardinals fan. And the Rays all signed a baseball, and their sideline reporter, Ryan Bass, was the deliverer of the goods. There you go. The entire team signed that thing. Like, thanks for having our back.
I'm in.
Yeah, usually I'm not. Usually I'm not, but I think because the team recognized it, that I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, as far as the tradition of throwing the ball back, I don't know. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's good. Like, when the crowd's really into it, I think it's good. And if it's an older, like, guy that catches it, sure. Like, obviously you don't want a kid to have to throw it back. I like the Rays rallying around it, I guess. I don't know.
I thought that was cool.
Okay.
And then in Seattle, ball down the left field line, Juan Soto goes to make a pretty good catch. You'll notice there's some fan who sticks his hat out there to try and catch it and mess him up. He walks right past that dude, goes over to cute little girl and says, here, you take that ball. Juan Soto, good job. By the way, moron, what are we doing, dude? Why you? Come on.
I mean,
no.
He's a kid. Is that a kid?
So what?
You just called like an 11-year-old a moron?
He's not. First of all, he's not 11.
Oh, yeah, he's not 11. You're right.
He's not 11. All right, sorry. I shouldn't have called him a moron. It was a moronic act.
There you
That's
go.
my fault. It was
Juan Soto with quick reaction there. Good job. That's what you always do, first of all. Like, find the young lady, give her the ball, because you know what it teaches? A little, what's the word I'm looking for?
What, chivalry?
Chivalry, yes. Our another talk about me telling boys how to become men.
Being a gentleman.
Yeah, being a gentleman. Yeah.
Being a gentleman. You're right. I apologize to that kid. I just shouldn't have called him a moron. It was a moronic act, which it was. You don't get into the field of play. I don't like that. Let's get to it. It's the reason I'm wearing a Rangers hat. They got a nice win on the road in St. Louis. Jacob deGrom, 4 relievers combined to hold the Cards to just a single run. The right-hander struck out 8, 5 scoreless innings. More importantly, the 2-time Cy Young Award winner picked up career win number 100. Pretty darn cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, like I've said before, who would have thought, as a kid, your goal was to just play Major League Baseball and for it to become a reality and, win 100 games in the major leagues. It's kind of crazy to think about, and honestly, like today, Nolan's 3rd birthday, so I'll always remember that, getting my 100th win on his 3rd birthday, so it's really cool.
Nolan, of course, one of his kids. Now, deGrom turns 38th later this month. Because of the injury history, do you feel a little bit cheated we didn't see the most out of him?
Yeah, but I feel like we're making up for it now. Like, we were at a point, Chris, I would say, like in 2023, 24, even a little bit before that, where we weren't sure we'd see him ever kind of throw a full season. And last year we get 30 starts out of him, another clean bill of health this year so far. So I feel like, yeah, we're cheated a little bit, but it's nice to have this at the end when we thought we weren't going to get any more.
Yes, this is a hard one for me to say, right? I think the only year I feel cheated was 2021 when he was off to an insane start. 15 starts, 7-2 record, ERA of 1.02, a .55 whip, 146 strikeouts in 92 innings, and he's thrown 100. like all the time. Remember when he would start the game and throw 100 and we were all like, ooh. Now Miz throws like his first 28 pitches 100 and we're all like, oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. But I think back then we were like, ooh, this is neat. So that was the year where I think it could have been totally different. But I think, it was interesting. I sat down when I wrote this question last night and I was doing that and Josh was hanging out. And so I asked him for some other names that kind of fall into that category of guys that you wished you had seen more of, or maybe were just stopped a little short because of injury. And one of the first names he brought up was Trout. Do you think he falls in that category? Because I was like, I don't think so. And then you go back and you look, and there was like a 3 or 4 year run where it was not good health-wise.
No, I don't think we've seen so much of Trout in so many good years that I don't feel like I'm cheated through injury. I think he just passed 90 career WAR, which is insane. We feel cheated because we haven't seen him in big moments, but I don't feel like I've been cheated because of the injuries with Trout. Not as much as deGrom, at least.
Yeah, here's a few other names that I just wrote down. Well, obviously, Bo Jackson to me, and that's in both sports.
Okay.
Y'all miss that time, but that's the best athlete I have ever seen. And we really
go back and forth here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jose Fernandez.
Yeah,
that one hurts.
Well, okay.
Well, so I mean, it's true.
Yeah, it's a separate category, but but that's just a soul crusher unto itself, right? That's like its own category. But yes, as far as the baseball stuff goes, yeah. Now you bum me out. I'll give you a good one. Brandon Webb. Okay, so
I gotta look. I gotta get the baseball reference page up.
Brandon Webb, toward the end of his career, goes Cy Young 2, and then it's over at age 30. It just stopped. That's it. End of his career. He was just getting into a ridiculous run.
What happened?
I think it was a shoulder.
Just his shoulder just fell off, or what? I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, go look at his baseball reference page.
I'm looking at it right now, and we're talking 35 starts, 33 starts, 33, 34, 34, and then 1 in 2009, and that was it.
Over. He couldn't rebound from it. Horrible. You got another one?
I always say Joe Mauer leaving the catcher's position is one.
Okay. Josh said make sure you ask him about 2 guys, Mauer and Morneau.
Yeah, Morneau with the concussion really got him bad. Yeah, I mean, I think Morty ended up going and winning a batting title after that, but
possible in Colorado.
Yeah, never was the same type of player, and he'll talk about it to this day. But yeah, both those guys with some tough injuries. I mean, 2 head injuries that kind of derailed the back end of their careers. Mauer did enough where he was obviously inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know if Justin gets to the Hall of Fame necessarily, but I mean, I guess I got to go look at the numbers if he was on pace. There's a couple years that he was. His 2011, I believe, was, or maybe it was even 2010, where that was another injury. I think that was the injury, the McDonald, when he slid into second base.
Yeah.
He was having a phenomenal year at the All-Star break then.
I got 2 other ones, and then I want people to throw it in the chat because it just makes you rekindle some really good thoughts for the most part. Eric Davis, whom I've talked about on this show, when he first came up with the Cincinnati Reds and people were talking about Willie Mays, like that's who I felt like I was watching when I heard all the stories about Willie Mays. And then a guy near and dear to my heart that you played against, Grady Sizemore.
Do you know I've been hanging out with Grady a ton?
Yeah, I mean, he's the Twins' first base coach.
He actually talked about you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
And he doesn't talk much, man. Like, I want to, be his guy. First of all, he's absolutely roped up still. Just looks like a freaking specimen.
Yeah.
When people say you look like you could still play, to me, they don't really mean it. He really looks like he could still play.
Yes, he does. Yeah. He is a guy. I remember being at the 2006 All-Star game in Pittsburgh. Home Run Derby. I'm actually going out having dinner, and I see Ozzie Guillen. He was managing the AL team. And I go over to him, say hi. I didn't know him exceptionally well at that time. He's like, your player, Grady Sizemore, best player in our division. And it's all right. They already had Mauer and Morneau, and he had a bunch of studs on his team. He's like, Grady Sizemore is the best player in our division, and it's not close. What could have been.
Yeah, he's been great. The outfielders really love him. He's
I'm sure they do.
a lot, yeah.
Good dude. Once again, leave it in the comments who you wish you'd seen a little bit more of in terms of injury. That'd be a good one. Now, when we're talking deGrom, let's go a little quicker on this. What does your gut tell you at this point? Hall of Fame or not?
I think yes. I think voters, again, we're getting to this point now where voters are going to have to kind of change and get away from the hard numbers and really look at, rates and maybe even the peaks and maybe shrink the peaks a little bit. But if we're talking about best pitchers of our generation or most dominant, like he's obviously in the discussion. That to me means Hall of Fame.
So I think he probably plays at least this year and next. It's a little confusing what his contract status is after that. There's an option, but where I read it, it was like, well, it's not been revealed what it is. So that's win number 100. And I know that wins have taken a serious backseat. In fact, for some people, they're laughable based on where the game is. Fewest wins by a full-time starting pitcher in the modern era that made it to Cooperstown. Sandy Koufax, 165. Dizzy Dean, 150. Well, he's not getting another 50 wins. We know that. He'd have to pitch till he's 45.
Another, 30 at best.
Oh, I think, yeah, at best. I mean, I don't think I think if he gets to 120 with the way wins go, like 120, 125, but it really isn't going to matter if it's 125 or 140. You're going to have to change the way you evaluate as a voter starting pitchers. And you're right. I mean, his dominance and I think the fact that he has come back now in his mid to late 30s and has performed not at the level that he was when he was winning Cy Youngs, but at an all-star type level is going to help him in the discussion. That's what I say.
Andy Big League Jolly one time. So to me, that's a Hall of Famer. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we should spread the word on that. I think that'll get him in, no problem. That'd make him first ballot. Jolly getting a little too big for his britches.
Yeah, that hair is too good.
I'm kidding.
I mean, two-time Cy Young, Rookie of the Year. I'm looking at some of the accomplishments here. 5-time All-Star. I mean, how about this? I mean, you start talking about deGrom. Do you have to start talking Snell?
I'm not going to get there yet.
Okay, I'm just thinking out loud here, people.
Yeah, I don't know. No. Blake Snell's going to pitch another 5 years, so I don't even need to go there. I mean, we're toward the end of Jacob deGrom. As I mentioned, he turns 38 this month. Plus, he's about to go over, as long as he finishes this year, he's going to easily go over 2,000 strikeouts. So another 2 years, he gets over 2,300. He's pitched well in not a ton of playoff starts, but 5 or 6 or whatever it's been. So I do think, let us know, comment section, what you got. Jacob deGrom, congratulations. 100 career wins. Pretty good. Or as he said, pretty cool.
I'm looking at Blake Snell's stuff right now.
You go ahead while I let everybody know that today's episode is sponsored by Lids. Father's Day right around the corner, folks, June 21st. You've been putting off figuring out a gift for the sports-obsessed dad, Gramps, or any father figure in your life. Let us save you some stress. Lids has got you covered. We're talking his favorite team hats, retro styles, modern colorways, fitted, snapback, whatever his thing is. Jerseys from his favorite player, old school or new. Pretty much anything you need to get the old man something he'll actually wear. And if you want to make it feel a little more personal, you can customize a hat with over 20 different options. So it's not just any hat, it's actually his hat. So head on over to the Lid store near you, find the perfect Father's Day gift, and you can save money on it as well. You're going to get 15% off your in-store purchase when you text TODAY, that is TODAY, to the number 29017. Get 15% off your in-store purchase texting TODAY to 29017. That is a great, great gift for Paps. So go do that today. Did you find out what you wanted about Blake Snell?
Yeah, I'm not going to start comparing him to deGrom.
Yeah.
At this time.
Not quite. It'll be interesting. Hottest team in baseball, though, resides in the Pacific Northwest, and they do drama better than anybody else out there.
1-0. Broken bat, dropping, base hit, they've done it again! This time, Cole Young, walk-off win once more for the Mariners!
Yeah, that's 6 walk-off wins this year. I think that's tied for the show lead. They also have won 7 in a row overall as they start to stretch their lead atop the American League West. Plouffe, how confident are you that the Mariners will be the biggest threat to whomever wins the AL East when we get to October?
Well, I mean, if you're going to give me that leeway, I think the biggest threat to the team that wins the AL East will probably be the team that is in the wild card from the AL East, for being honest. Like Rays, Yankees, or flip-flop those two. I think that's the correct answer. I do think the Mariners will be a threat. I mean, I picked them to go to the World Series and lose to my Phillies. I believe that's what I picked. I could. We've done a lot of predictions. I do believe in this team, though, Chris. I think they have a lot of the important things that you have to win throughout the season and also in the playoffs. Munoz hasn't been great for them, but they've had other guys step up. I think that's an area where we might see them add at the deadline. But Brash has been incredible for them, and amongst other guys. And the thing to me is the lineup got lengthened because of some of the young guys and how they're performing. Cole Young, who we saw have the walk-off hit last night, looks like a real deal big league second baseman. The offense, I'm assuming, will tick up. He's 22 years old. But he's had some good games, big hits like he did. Colt Emerson looks really good. So when you start adding them to that top half of the lineup, they got guys that can bang the ball around the yard. Obviously, we know about the pitching staff. So they're, I would say, let's just say the Yankees win the AL East.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would probably go Rays and then the Mariners.
I think the answer is yes. I believe in the Mariners. I actually have them winning it all, and I think you do too, to be honest with you. But I don't.
Do I have them beating the Phillies?
I thought so, but I could be wrong on that. We'd have to go back and look. I have them making their first World Series and winning their first World Series.
Who'd you have them up against? The Dodgers?
That one I don't remember, to be honest with you. I don't remember who I have them beating. I think it probably was the Dodgers, but I'm not 100% sure.
I can go back and check. Oh, there it is. Can't read that.
Yeah, you do have Seattle over the Phillies. There you go.
Sorry, Phillies fans.
It's okay. They're not
going
to be
honestly, that would be so heartbreaking for the city of Philadelphia.
Here's mine. Yeah, I have the Mariners beating the Dodgers. I think that would be a really good series. Oh, Mets. Can I change that? Oops. Sorry. God dang it. What an idiot I am. Anyway. Yeah, I firmly believe that they're going to – look, I told you about the Brendan Donovan stuff, and I hope he's okay. I know he just had some sort of shot to try and help his groin. I think I could use a shot to help my groin too, but that's probably a different sort of thing. So he's in Arizona. He's trying to run the bases. I'm a little confused on where he's at. Mariners fans, if you've read an article about him recently, I'd love to know, just for information's sake. I think he's a real big deal. I think there's one other thing. I think that they could make a trade for another right-handed stick. Now, I know that Julio's really had a great start for Julio. Usually, right, we don't see him until July.
He had a great May.
And Randy has been great. He's got almost 20 steals, over 800 OPS, not a ton of homers, but he's had a really, really good season. I think they could use another right-handed stick, and I wonder what it would take for them to pry away Casey Schmidt from the Giants. There's so few right-handed bats out there. They have a working relationship. Those two organizations, maybe we'll see, although I don't know how much Buster Posey had in the fact when they made the trade a couple years ago. Can't imagine it was much. So maybe they don't have a working relationship. I don't know. Point is that if you want him, go get him. I do like the energy that those young guys have brought. We talked about Cal Raleigh, but their pitching staff is awesome. I'm talking 1 through 12. I'm not talking 1 through 5+, because now, Castillo and Miller have to go as a +1.
I thought someone told me that they were going to actually do the 6-man now.
I didn't see that.
I know the last time they were out, they went 71 pitches apiece, which is hilarious to me.
They're truly sharing it. They're treating it like it's kindergarten.
Yeah.
Okay, you get one, and you get one. And I think this team's going to put it together. I told you they're going to win the division by at least 6 or 7 games. So there we go. Mariners moving to a 6-man rotation, according to MLB.com.
Okay. Which is should have been the case
wrote it
all along. I guess they were waiting for Castillo to show that hey, you deserve a start. Yes.
Or maybe they were sick of just answering questions and having us
grill
them every time out.
Both of them were like, this is bullshit. Can we just I want to start. Do you want to start? I mean, I don't know. And again, I think this is a good way to keep guys fresh for September, as long as everyone's on board with it. The one guy we haven't mentioned that's been a big game changer for them,
Emerson
Luke Raley.
Oh, Luke Raley, offensively. Yeah, he's been great.
Yeah.
Huge. Particularly while Raleigh and Josh Naylor haven't given him much. Naylor last night, by the way, left the game with a bad back. They think he's just day-to-day. So he's all right. And Emerson Hancock. My God. That dude has just balled out.
He's the reason they're having a 6-man rotation, essentially.
Right. Yeah. He was a high pick, wasn't he?
He was.
I thought he was like a top 10 pick.
First round, 6th overall in the 2020 draft out of.
Did he go to college?
He did.
What part of the country?
The South.
Is he like an Auburn guy?
University of Georgia.
Oh, well, second straight day we talk Georgia baseball. By the way, I know you're not a college baseball fan. I've been so hooked on the regionals. I love it. I love that and the softball. I can't get enough of it. So good.
I mean, look, I know. I actually feel bad. I know so many people love college baseball, and I think the only reason I'm out on is I just see the clips because I don't watch it. I'm sure if I watch games, I'd be into it. But whenever I see the clips, they're usually this negative clip about some pitcher hopping off the mound chirping. So, I mean, maybe that's what it is. I got to stop being a headline reader and just go watch a few games.
Listen, college baseball dudes, they're tough. They are tough. I'm not saying all of them. I lived on a hallway at Miami University with a bunch of baseball players. And I was like, why are you such douches? Enough. But it's because they never grow up. They hang out with each other, and they're 15 forever. So they don't ever mature.
Yeah. They're 15-year-olds in an adult body.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I love me some college baseball. And in fact, now we go to the super regionals. So there's 16 teams left. And a kid that I coached with Brady from when he was 6 on is the starting shortstop at Cal Poly Slow, and they're at West Virginia this weekend. And I'm so excited for him.
Brooks Lee's dad, head coach there.
What's that?
Brooks Lee, his dad, is the head coach there. Yeah,
Larry Lee.
I will say this, and I think this will give some context as to why I'm not super into all that stuff. My high school coach was not about that life. He's about as old school as it gets. So when other teens were just chirping, I was we just weren't allowed to do it. And that has been and then you get into pro ball and it all change, the same thing. So that's just been my experience.
Got it. It just also the atmospheres at these places look incredible.
I'm so I'm taking an SEC trip. We already have this plan. We're gonna go. I don't know if we're gonna do it during baseball season. To be honest with you, I'm gonna go to a couple college football games.
Oh,
I want to see it. I just haven't been there.
Me neither. I've worked my entire life every weekend. I can't travel. I've never been to an SEC venue, and it bothers the hell out of me.
Sidebar. I got to tell this story, Chris.
Let's do it.
Josh Willingham. Okay, University of South Alabama, I believe it is.
Okay.
But he's a Bama guy. And we had this old clubby. His name was Wayne. Big fella was his name. We're talking, he's an old guy, not, tough to get around, but he was just so funny. A legendary guy in the Twins organization. Well, one offseason, Willingham says, I'm a big fella. I'm going to take you to a Bama game. Biggest Bama fan. He would break TVs and stuff over this. Obviously he's one of those. So he takes them to the University of Alabama to a game. Well, they're trying to get up to their seats, and the elevator is broken. Now, there's no way big fella's going up the stairs or the embankment. Josh Willingham fucking carries big fella all the way up like a fireman carried, dude.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. Oh, man. And, he's a big stud, so. Shout out.
Willingham carried a guy.
Yeah. I mean, if I showed you a picture, you'd be okay, it makes sense. Think about just an old grandpa kind of guy. Frail, but
incredible.
Yeah.
That's some man strength right there.
Man strength.
Woo! Well worth it. Good story. Love that. All right. Let us know, because I asked Tony Vitello about if I can't go to Tennessee where he coached, and I can't go to Arkansas where he coached before. I said, which SEC venue are you going to? He's like, well, if you like to drink, you can go to LSU because they know how to party it up pretty good.
Okay.
Kelsey's like, yep. Yep. Let us know about some of your favorite road trips. It's good. I'd love to go to some SEC sports. Man, that'd be fun. All right, Arizona. They've been playing better ball the last few weeks. Yes, they got swept over the weekend in Seattle. Well, D-backs got back on track last night against the champs.
Tommy takes off. Marte with a liner to left field. There it goes.
I couldn't be more proud of this group. We were grinding through some early innings, maybe a little bit of a hangover from the trip up to Seattle. Sheehan had some really good stuff, but we kept hanging in there. We kept fighting.
That, of course, Torey Lovullo, and Ketel Marte just continues to crush. Arizona, third in the West. Dodgers, Padres, 5.5 back of L.A. True or false that the Arizona Diamondbacks will make the Dodgers sweat more than San Diego in this division?
This one made me think a lot, Chris. This is not an easy question to answer. I don't really love my answer. I think about the D-backs and what they did to the Dodgers last time they faced them in the playoffs. There's a lot of that still in my memory. I will say that I think I'm going to stick with the Padres. And you tell me if this is a good reason. This is the reasoning I have in my head. Right now, let me get the standings up again. Sorry.
It's 5, I think.
5 games back. The Padres are 32-26, and I feel like they've just played like some of their worst baseball. And they continue to win games. So in my mind, like that offense can't be the worst offense in baseball, which it is right now. It's 30th in runs, 29th in OPS. Like it is, by the most important metrics, the worst offense in baseball, runs. So they got to be better than that. Now the starting pitching scares me a little bit, which I think it should for any San Diego Padre fan. That's not going to be their calling card. So what does that mean for them? Well, you just got to get through like 5 and keep the game close because the bullpen is so freaking good. So I just think like this offense has to be better. They've been winning games. The defense is good. They've been winning games without this offense. If the offense can just come back to any sort of semblance of life, I think we're going to see a better Padres team. And again, all they have to do is keep the game close when they have the bullpen in. And they have a chance to win and are probably going to win because those guys don't give up any runs.
Well, your thought process certainly is not flawed. It's just wrong.
Okay.
Arizona, I think, will make them sweat, but it's not like the full-blown I just ran a marathon or boxed Tyson for 15 rounds sweat. It's more like the one where you get into a meeting room in July in a humid climate. And like it starts to show a little bit on your brow.
Is your answer that nobody's going to make the Dodgers sweat?
There you go. Okay. That's the one. But if I had to pick a team that would make them sweat more, it would be Arizona. And I know last week or the week before, I said, well, you know what? I think they're in that like 7 to 10 range in the National League, but I don't think they'll make the playoffs. I still think that, but that could change depending on the arrival of a couple of guys. AJ Puck is getting close, and he's going to help a bullpen, which actually hasn't been bad. But they do need more swing and miss, and he is a guy that can provide that. And then Justin Martinez, it sounds like August, and when people are saying, well, we're hoping for August, you never know what that could turn into. I hope he returns. That's another swing and miss guy. So if they get those guys and can fortify that a little bit more. And by the way, can we just talk about Erod a little bit?
I know. Yeah, great.
Right? Last night, he was fantastic in that series opener. He has pitched exceptionally well. I don't know if he'll make the All-Star team because of the depth of the National League starting rotation, but he definitely has put up All-Star worthy numbers, and that started in the World Baseball Classic when we saw him shine, and it just hasn't stopped.
If I'm going group by group right now, which I am in my own head, like, okay, who's starting pitching do you take? I think it's Arizona.
Yeah, it's not by much because
but not by much. Yeah,
Gallen hasn't been great, and yeah, I do think it's them, but not by much.
Bullpen, you are going the Padres, obviously. Although again, Arizona's actually been doing a good job,
very good.
But you're taking the Padres, and then lineup is probably closer than I'd like to think.
No, it's not.
You think the Diamondbacks are blowing them out?
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
yeah.
I'm kind of breaking it down like this, like top 4 hitters and then kind of the depth in the lineup. Right now, Cattell, Corbin, Perdomo, and then, I mean, who's their fourth that you would say?
Arenado's had an amazing year.
He has had an amazing year. He has. Okay, put those 4 up against the Padres, which would be Tatis, Machado, Merrill, and Bogarts.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I know. I think you're right. I think the lineup is better with the Diamondbacks.
I think it's significantly better, and it has performed better. And you're doing it only based on names, right?
Yeah, I know that. I'm hoping these guys can like get back to who they are.
Yeah, I just think that I think Arizona's done a really good job, and they'll hang in there. But if I set the over/under on the Dodgers' margin of victory in the National League West this year, and I set it at 9.5 games, what are you taking?
I'm probably I take the under.
Okay, I'll take the over. I'll take the over.
Yeah, this Padres lineup. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Let us know where you sit on that, everybody.
I think your answer was the right answer. Nobody's going to make him sweat.
Now it's time for our blasts of the week. It's presented to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blast, where we take a look at the 420-foot-plus home runs from this past week. So we start number 5, Mark Vientos. Okay, way to turn on one and let everybody know about it. 445.
Yeah, that one's already on Instagram with a Drake song behind it. That's what Swaggy V does. That's a bomb. Hey man, when he connects, it looks good. I like the swing.
Oh, high fastball. Go turn on it. Put it deep. Jordan, geez, what a year he's had. 448.
I don't know. What else can we say about Jordan? Lefty, slider away. And to be able to get the barrel out there, stay through it, and hit the ball that far to right center is just that's a beast.
Yeah, the Rangers had seen enough of him. O'Neal Cruz, 449 in Pittsburgh. I love it when the ball goes out there.
Yeah, we did a lot of coverage on this. So there's been 7 instances where the ball is actually splashed into the river without a bounce. He has 2 of them. Josh Bell has 2 of them. Pedro Alvarez has 1 of them. But it's dangerous watching him hit.
Well, this can't be right. This says Fernando Tatis Jr. hit a home run. That's 451. Okay, getting on the board in Washington. That was nice.
It's like he forgot what to do when he hit it.
Right. Well, Ursillo forgot what to say. He was like, that's a good swing. And then finally, Bryce Eldridge, who is a mountain of a young man for the Giants. And, of course, it's our weekly Coors Field appearance, 452 to dead central. Dude, when I met him a couple weeks ago, I could not believe what a behemoth he is.
I haven't been next to him.
Oh, dude, he's 6'7". He's only 21, but he's got this ridiculous beard like he's been living in a tree for 7 years. Yeah. Get him in the lineup more, Skip.
Hey, just so you know, the Dodgers last year, 3.5 lead in the division. The year before that, 5. 2023, though, which is the year they got blasted by the Diamondbacks in the playoffs, they did have a 16-game lead in the division.
Yeah. I think it'll be double digits by the time it's all said and done. Want to remind you, for this MLB season, keep a close eye on the 420-foot-plus home runs that unlock your free, yes, I'm saying free, Baja Blast. Well, it's been a crappy year for Kansas City so far, but on Monday, the Royals were crowned in the Queen City.
And there's a drive into deep left field, and Lane Thomas has 2 home runs against Richardson, and that one is worth 4. Bam!
That one's worth 4. Bam! Boom goes the dynamite. I like that. Are you shocked how poorly the Royals have played this year?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I am shocked how poorly they've played. I never had them as like one of my elite teams in the AL. Some people dreamed upon it. I know Passan said they're going to win the Central and kind of really
Well, he lives there.
put him on a pedestal.
Yeah, he wanted to do that. That was nice of him.
Well, people bought into him, and you can because there's some players here, and they're one of the teams where like you need a couple guys to really take the next level, take a jump forward in their statistics, and a lot of people will talk about how they've been littered with injuries, which like everyone goes through injuries, but a lot of the things they were going through, like Estevez injured, that hurts their bullpen. Their bullpen's been one of the worst in baseball. The offense, a lot of guys have taken a step backwards, which is tough for them because I actually do like what they're putting out there lineup wise. They just haven't got the job done yet this year. Whether it's Vinny P, whether it's Michael Garcia, Jake wants Jack Caglione to pitch, which I think is actually an intriguing idea. Lineup's been really, really tough for them. I just said the Padres are the worst offense in baseball. This might be the second worst offense in baseball overall. And then, Cole Reagan's getting hurt, which stinks. I think he was on a rehab start, then got re-hurt. They've been fine, but the bullpen's been bad. Base running has been tough for them. Am I surprised by it? I'm surprised they're playing this poorly, but again, I never had them going into the season as like an upper echelon or even a playoff team in my mind.
I did have them as a playoff team, and I have been extremely disappointed. I did it primarily because I thought that rotation was really going to be nails. And Awaka's been good. Seth Lugo's been solid. And other than that, they just haven't been good enough. You talked about Reagan's. He just hasn't got on track because of health. And when he has been out there, he hasn't been very good either. Lucas Ursig, unfortunately, the best thing he's done all year was give that on-field interview where he swore. That was the highlight of his season. Vinny has been terribly disappointing, as have Salvi. He's a negative WAR player, I believe. Yeah, Michael Garcia is one of my favorites in baseball. Has just been average-ish at best. Bobby Witt's the only guy. I mean, that's really it. That has been the highlight of the offensive season. And you said, well, he would like to see Caglione pitch. You know what I'd like to see him do? Hit. Like, that's what they brought him in for. What did he hit, his 5th or 6th homer last night?
6th.
Yeah, that's just not good enough. They drafted him in the 2024 draft to go hit 40 bombs. Well, the only way he'll hit 40 bombs at this rate is if they play 250 games. And so they need to be better. I was never a fan of the outfield construction for them. But I thought they could survive it if everybody else did their job. And that's, I think, has been the part. They haven't done their job.
An identity in your outfield. Like either you just got freaking 3 center fielders and go run it down, or you kind of have to have more an offensive-minded outfield. They try to do a little bit of both, like Caglione out there blasting homers. Then obviously Isbell can go get it. I actually really liked Isaac Collins going there. It really hasn't worked out the way they thought it would be, the way they thought it would. I don't know, man. I'm looking at these injuries, like Jonathan India. I don't think that was a difference maker. Maybe Estevez is, but it's. I don't know what they need to do, because this is their plan. Like, this is their team. This is who like things are the way they're supposed to be in Kansas City. You can again talk about a few injuries, but like, unless they totally change course and decide, hey, yeah, we want to go out and spend in free agency or make some of these blockbuster trades. I mean, this is kind of their blueprint here. And just
what they did, they spent on starting pitching in free agency, and those guys have been good for the most part. They didn't spend top dollar, but they spent for mid-range guys who have, in my opinion, delivered. So I don't know. It's the guys that they drafted and they were rooting to kind of take it up and crank it up haven't done it. The only teams that have a worse winning percentage in the American League are the Angels and Tigers. They're tied for last in run differential in the American League with the Angels. Hasn't been a good year. Let's move to the Reds. Ellie De La Cruz, right at the conclusion of our show yesterday, placed on the injured list. He's got between a grade 1 and a grade 2 hamstring injury. This happened on Sunday. He came up lame. Here's his manager on what's next.
I've been around him as long as you guys, but I've seen him, how he responds and heals, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's on the quick end. Plus, his just ability to want to, he'll probably be on the quicker end.
I assume you talked to him. Did you get that sense already that he
didn't want to go on the IL,
yeah,
which I respect.
Yeah.
But we need to take care of them.
They're hoping 2 to 4 weeks, but those things can be kind of tricky. Without Ellie, are the Reds on the verge of losing their season if this thing goes longer than they anticipate?
If he's not in the lineup for a month or so or longer than that, then oh man, I hate doing this. It is still so early. You're making me declare teams dead. Yes, you are.
No, would they be on the verge of it?
Nice wordplay right there.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's just too many competitive teams in the NL, in their division. And for a team that desperately needs offense, and they kind of need a little bit of help in all regards. I mean, even the starting pitching that we thought was going to be one of the best rotations in baseball, it has not been that. Chase Burns has been great, but Lodolo's taken a step back. Even Andrew Abbott's taken a step back, obviously without Hunter Green as well. So that was supposed to be their calling card. Has not been. The relief pitchers it's been very poor for them in the bullpen as well. So to lose who's your best offensive player, I guess, I mean, you can say JJ Bleday if you want, but yeah, I would say yes to your question that they're on the verge of getting out of playoff contention.
Well, they're going to need some other guys that they thought were in their preseason plans actually play up to standard because they have been carried. I mean, obviously, Ellie has done his job, but JJ Bleday, you mentioned him. He signed a 1-year, $1.4 million deal and started the year at Louisville. Nathaniel Lowe signed a minor league deal, I think. So those two guys have saved them offensively. So how about some other guys drafted and brought in to be guys, start being guys? And then I would answer that no, they can withstand an injury even if it is a month, and I hope it's not that long for him, because he had a consecutive game streak. I think it was the third longest active streak in baseball. And you heard Tito say that guy just does not want to come off the field. He played through a major injury last year that really soured his second half, but he wanted to be out there. And I love dudes that are like, I'm posting, man. Let's strap it up. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew Abbott has been pitching a lot better as of late, so that helps a lot. And again, as I mentioned, Chase Burns is great, but the rotation to me, again, has been overall underperforming. Brady Singer hasn't been there again. Lodolo, now Rhett Lauder on the 15-day IL. I think maybe that is where you look to find improvements or say, hey, like that's the reason this hasn't gone as well as they thought it might have gone. Because there are other guys that have, like I said, Sal Stewart's been doing well. Even Spencer Steer's having a decent year. So like the offense, I guess, hasn't necessarily been the problem in Cincinnati.
No, but when you miss this piece,
Ellie's
I would say one other thing. It doesn't matter. We just mentioned all this stuff about the starting pitching and some other guys stepping up in the lineup without Ellie around. If the bullpen does not stop walking people, this doesn't mean a shit. That I had to watch them in the series against the Guardians, and I was like, my God, stop. I couldn't do that every day if I were a Reds fan. I could not watch their bullpen. I have the choice of turning them off and go find another game. When their bullpen comes in the game, it is disastrous. Find freaking home plate or hit an extender on that thing. Let's move it from 17 to 21 inches so we can get a few more strikes on either side. 2 inches on each side.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Like the only person with an ERA plus above 100, or there's two people. It's Brock Burke and Sam Moll.
But go look at the walk numbers.
I am. Connor Phillips, who's now got sent down to the minor leagues. 27 and 2/3 innings pitched, 28 walks.
There's nothing that chaps my ass in this sport more than a guy who cannot throw strikes out of the bullpen. Yeah, it is the number one thing that would drive me insane if I were a manager. Can't do it.
It's not good.
Pisses me off. It's not even my team. God's sakes. Stop it. Ellie, get well. Ice. Right? Are you supposed to ice it or heat it?
What happened?
Hamstring.
Oh, I feel like people are out on ice. Like maybe ice initially and then that's it.
Okay. Massage therapy?
I need
red light. Do you do red light?
I don't. I know who does on this show, though. Stupid producer Dan.
Yeah. We are a red light family around here. All right, we got still a little more show to go, but first, this word from my buddy Trevor Plouffe.
Baseball is here, people. The days are getting longer, the sun is back out, and baseball season is finally upon us. Baseball is a game of inches. The result of a game hinges on 1,000 little moments, and momentum can shift quickly. That's why we decided to team up with the Fanatics Markets, the trusted home for real-time sports prediction markets. It's simple. Just pick a game and choose an outcome, like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. Buy as many as you want, sell if the price moves in your favor, or let them settle when the event ends. From opening day to the Fall Classic, no matter who you root for, Fanatics Markets is right there with you. Join the Baseball Today family on Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry risk of total loss and changing prices. Not good for all investors. Not available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets, LLC, DBA Fanatics Markets IB, an introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Trevor, thank you. Brewers, they put up 16 on the Giants during Monday's win, but as bad a night as it was for San Francisco, it was even worse for the Giants TV booth, who didn't know who the biggest star in the stadium was.
I'm not sure what that is behind Jake Bowers. I don't know.
Me neither. But it looks like it's having a good time. It's the happy kid. Joy boy.
I actually like the Joy Boy. That's funny.
Joy Boy?
Look, I didn't play a ton of backyard baseball because I just got married when they first came out with the game, and I figured it would be best for my marriage if I wasn't just stuck playing video games during the honeymoon. Even I know that's Pablo. Like, we have to know who Pablo is if we work at baseball.
Let me be completely honest with you, Chris. Never played a second of this game.
You know who Pablo Sanchez is, though.
The only reason I know who that is because Cole Tucker has some involvement in the game. And I think I've seen it on his Instagram. I've never been a video game guy. I was a Fortnite guy for a month, and Olivia told me she basically told me I was like a loser and I had to stop.
Oh, yes.
And she doesn't mean that for everyone. She just meant that for me.
Right. Let's keep Olivia in the good graces of our community, please. But you didn't know that was Pablo Sanchez, huh?
I mean, I do know. I knew that was Pablo. I didn't know his last name. And I know people love that game. I just never played it.
Right. Like I said, I know about the game, and I knew him because he was the baller, the strongest kid around. And I love it that you could sit there and you draft your team and everybody's sitting in the state. Like, that shit is hilarious.
Is that a console game or is that a computer game? Or is it
Nintendo? Yeah,
that's a 90s, early 2000s. I should be all over that.
That's what I'm saying. That's weird for me because I think it came out in 97, if I'm not mistaken, which was
so the last console that I used was Super Nintendo, which I think was early 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, I played a lot of Nintendo in college. In between classes, I would go back and play Mario. That was it.
Okay.
That was it.
Oh, it's great. Mario's the best.
Backyard baseball. Give us your favorite character in there, or your favorite player you like to play with, because they had studs back in the day. Studs with the new version that just came out. I think there's a couple of guys who aren't in the game anymore. I don't think Bonds is in it. I don't think Frank Thomas is in it.
Oh, they have players in it.
Stars.
Players.
Dude, go look at Randy Johnson. It's hilarious.
How is Barry Bonds in this? He's not part of the union.
But he's not in it. He's not in the new one.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I think he and Frank Thomas, and maybe there's one other big name that's not in it. Oh, I don't think Junior's in it. Hat backward and everything. Not in it.
It probably costs too much.
Right. Could be an issue there.
Me and you could be in it.
There we go. Is that Unit? Yes. That's hilarious.
That's Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Love
that's great.
That. Okay.
That's great. Good stuff. Good stuff. I should go play that, man. I go find a console. Go do it. It was first released in October of 97. I had been married 1 month.
I have a working Nintendo and a working Super Nintendo. So I can just go buy this game.
Look at the earring on him. It's great.
That's Bonds.
Yes.
Okay.
That is Bonds. Good job, Dan. Way to bring it all up. All right. Fun show today. Love it. Lot that you can contribute to in the comments section, too. I love that. Love that. And I appreciate it as well. What I don't appreciate is Plouffe's choice of lid today. Ouch. Not going to scar our friendship because I love him too much. But we're back at it again on Hump Day. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Wednesday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.